Wheat has embarked on the 16 Coffees campaign to create a platform for women to share their stories. In the next few days, you will hear these powerful women sharing their stories of bravery and resilience. This has been such an amazing journey for me, and it has truly enriched my life. Every story matters, every woman matters. So be inspired and just listen with your heart for the next few days. It's going to be absolutely amazing and just blow your mind. Baie dankie en baie welkom vandag hier so by ons Beverly Farmer. By ons 16 Coffees gesels, soos ek vir jou gesê het, dis net 'n dialoog tussen twee vrouens wat tee enjoy. Vandag is dit nie koffie nie, vandag is dit tee.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers op die tee. So, vertel ons wie jy is, waarvan af jy kom.
Thank you so much, Celeste, for the invitation. I think it's really a great exercise that you're doing, and thank you so much for the invitation to Women in Wine. Beverly Farmer, question marks.
Okay.
But I am the CEO of Women in Wine. Women in Wine is South Africa's first wine producing company that is owned, controlled, and managed by a broad base of women. I am also very much involved in transformation, in advocacy and lobbying. I am a strategic thinker. I am a mother of two beautiful children, a daughter of 23 and a son of 13. I must think carefully, 14 actually.
Yes, be very specific. They don't want to be younger.
Yeah, or 14. And yes, obviously a friend and a person who works in the wine industry.
With the Women in Wine, when did that
Started.
Yeah.
Women in Wine was established 16 years ago, so 16 and 16.
Wow. we'll drink to that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Last year it was 16 years.
Sure.
And it was established by 20 women. All of us have been working in the wine industry for quite a number of years in different fields in the wine industry. So we have women who are, I myself come from a marketing and communications background. We have women who are working on farms, farm worker women. We have women who are involved in education on farms. We have women who are involved in wine making and viticulture and oenology. So it was, and finances. So it was really a broad base of women. Not knowing what it is that we wanted to do at first, just knowing that we do enjoy a good glass of wine. And also just wanted to experience what it would be like to work in collaboration with each other.
Sure.
The one thing that we all had in common was this vision of establishing a company that other women can also economically benefit. And acknowledging the contribution of farm worker women in the production of wine, in the wine value chain. So that is how the company came about. We positioned the company higher up in the value chain. We didn't have money. We still don't have money. Also, let me say, I have a lot of money. But we established the company higher up in the value chain, meaning that we don't own any land or infrastructure, and instead we've invested in partnerships and building strategic partnerships with existing sellers for the production of our wines.
Sure, that's amazing. But what were the challenges that you've experienced on your journey?
Oh, we experienced many challenges on our way, simply because the wine industry is such a traditional, they're very strongly rooted in tradition. And so it was quite an eye-opener for the rest of the wine industry to see this women-owned enterprise launching itself in the wine industry. And not only are they doing that, they're taking entire communities with them on this journey without the traditional way of getting into the wine industry, without the infrastructure, without the address.
Yeah.
And we just announced that we are here and we are here to do business within the wine industry. So it was quite a challenge just to change people's perceptions in terms of standing with, firmly in our beliefs. This is who we are. This is what we want to achieve. Are you going to support us? And yes, a lot of doors opened, but a lot of doors also remained closed. And we also just realized on our journey that there are such deep divides within the wine industry still. And if you really start to operate as a business, you realize it's structural inequalities that still exist within the wine industry. And it's not something that will change overnight. It is not something that I or women in wine, for that matter, can change. It will take an entire industry to change. So it was that realization. I think that first probably 7-8 years, we were just, coming up against these deep structural divides. Realizing legislative framework is not in our favor. The funding, how it was, written. The Department of Rural Development and Land Reform only gave money for land.
Sure.
And what is happening on the farm. They did not recognize any of the other opportunities within the value chain. Even the Department of Agriculture, Western Cape, still, had problems. When we talked to the Department of DTI, they said, but you don't have land.
Yeah.
They sent you back to the Department of Agriculture when you go to the Department of Agriculture, but you don't have land. So it was really just sitting people down and making them understand that the legislative framework within which they operate are maybe limited and that there are endless opportunities within the value chain for entrepreneurs, for newcomers in the wine industry, for people who would like to participate economically within the wine industry. And that it is their duty and responsibility to change it so that those doors can actually open. It was also very, not a lonely environment, but being the first, it was a very, very daunting task.
Pioneers. You were literally pioneering.
Literally pioneering, yes. And I remember specifically other women-owned enterprises came up following the same business model, positioning the company higher up in the value chain. And we just thought, we shut ourselves off from the rest of the wine industry and we worked in collaboration with each other. And yes, the most amazing partnerships were built over 16 years.
Sure.
The most amazing strategic partnerships were developed over those 16 years, to the point where we are considered women enterprises are considered when the industry is talking about transformation. No discussions will take place without us at the table. No discussions will take place without us having a say around where that money is going to be spent and who that money will spend and how that money will be spent on transformation. So yeah, it was besides the legislative framework, the almost the backlash from industry. I can now look back and see where we were and how things have changed over the years. Oh, and then the quality of the wine.
Yeah.
It was always a problem. The perception was always that black is bad. It equals to bad quality, not really understanding that we have the technical skills, amongst the group to
produce a good, excellent bottle.
produce a good quality wine.
Yeah, it sounds like the journey has been, or the role that I hear you say that Women in Wine played was influencing the regulatory framework as well, sitting people down and talking about legislation. So influencing that, creating a pathway then for others who wants to go that way to make it easier. So playing that pioneering role. And then something that I like what you said in terms of the partnerships, how important that is then to establish yourselves. Because you can do it alone, but it gets lonely, but doing it together is much more easier then.
Yeah.
It became much more easier for you.
Yeah. And for Women in Wine, it was instead of trying to be accepted by the wine industry, we found partners who have similar challenges, similar needs, similar aspirations, similar dreams, and started to collaborate with those companies, women-owned enterprises. And yes, it's great that there are about 23 women-owned enterprises currently within the wine industry. Some of them are operating on land and have become farmers. Not the surname farmer, the real farmer.
You were born into that. You were born into that farmer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some, and some have actually evolved. They previously worked in the industry, maybe as winemakers, and are now entrepreneurs in their own right, managing their own cellars, running their own businesses. Wow. So that's a great thought to hold on to.
And something that you also said now, especially with women, we need to, the previous person that I interviewed also, we need to be working together in collaboration with each other in order to, push the agenda of women forward. What would you tell a little girl growing up in Vredenburg? I know Vredenburg. A little girl growing up in Vredenburg who would like to also go into wine, or would like to do something amazing, some pioneering work. What would you say, or what advice would you give her?
Dream the impossible. Allow yourself to dream and allow yourself to follow your dreams. Sometimes we are just too scared to dream. We dream mediocre dreams because we are so scared that our dreams are not going to realize. At Women in Wine, we never dreamed, we just wanted to be the small company who's going to export, even export, sell wine on the local market. Today, we are actually an exporting company who are exporting to the USA, to China, to Spain and Sweden and some of the Scandinavian countries. So just allowing yourself to dream will open up so many doors for you. And believe in those dreams. And I have found that women are resilient. They are stronger than they think they are, and they have this really. It's almost you can't put them down. Whatever challenge comes their way, they will find a way around it, or over it, or under it, or just in order to move forward. So we are an infinite source of energy in ourselves, and yes, we have to rely on people around us, but if we have the motivation and the drive and the energy and the passion and the resilience to take our dreams forward, then the universe will open those doors for you. So dream the impossible, but also work hard, because you can't just sit and dream and not put in the work and the effort and enjoy what you do. It's such a simple thing to say, but I think people are now with COVID, people have just again realized what are the important things in their lives, what are the things not to waste time and energy on things that you don't enjoy.
Thank you very much, Beverly. This was very enlightening and very motivational, inspirational for me, and I'm sure for everyone watching as well. Thank you for your time. Thank you for the amazing, awesome work that you are doing. And keep walking on water. And
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much for the opportunity.